Everyting Chris. Everyting Chris. Everyting Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
So how did the Newcastle signing come about? And what made you go to Newcastle as well?
So in my head, I was always like, all right, I got my degree. I'm very like academically like focused, and I've always been like, yeah, like I have to take care of my education because who knows how long you're going to have as an athlete, right? So literally professional basketball was not on my mind. I was like, I've gotten my degree. I'm going to go home. I'm going to find a job, or I'm going to keep studying. And then at Metro, they were advertising, someone from Northumbria, this university in the UK, is going to come speak. And I was like, oh, might as well go see what they have to say. Like, I want to do my master's anyway. So I went and spoke to, I heard what they had to say. And like, for basketball, there's actually a professional team that's linked with the university. And I was like, okay, like, cool. So I just kind of put out the feelers there to be like, hey, what can you offer me? Like, I want to do a master's. And Chris Button got back to me and he was like, yeah, like, you want to play on the pro team as well? And I was like, I was not expecting that. Was just expecting to go study and maybe play on the uni team, like whatever. And then I was like, look, if he thinks I can play professional, I'll come over for a year and just kind of have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah, see what happens.
And he was like, no, actually, I want you for 2 years. And I was like, oh,
2 years.
So I literally just kind of was like, yeah, why not? It was kind of one of those moments I was like, talk to my parents about it and like, are you going to regret not doing it? And I was like, yeah, I think I want to give it a go and see kind of how I go. And yeah, literally I didn't really shop around. Like you have people like shopping around for places. I'm like, well, you can offer me my education and a chance to play professionally and I don't really need anything else. So yeah.
Okay, dope. And then how did you find that whole is it 2 seasons you stayed there or 1?
2. Yeah, so I played, well, there was a bit of like with the uni, because the uni used to be affiliated with the WBBL team, but then they went through all that kind of reshaping the athletics, and so then it was a bit up in the air. So I didn't even know if I was going to go. I was like, oh, all right, well, there's not going to be a team. And then Chris was like, no, like the Eagles should save us kind of thing. And I got really lucky that they did. So yeah, I got to come for 2 years. And yeah, it was such a change from college. There was a lot more freedom. There was a lot less basketball in my life, which was much needed. Because I do love it, but some days I was just like, I've had enough. Like my body's just like, no, kind of thing. So it was nice. We trained like twice a week and we played twice a week because I played for the university as well. And it was really nice to play with a diverse mix of girls. Like we had a bunch of Americans on the uni team and a few on the like at the Eagles. But then yeah, there was lots of Europeans and stuff as well. So it was just like a really good core group that we had. And especially last year, we were actually, well, it's still this year, I guess. This year we were really competitive, and it was just a lot of fun to play, especially with Lisa Coop and Mante, because they'd played professionally before. So they just had this like experience that they brought to the team that was just so fun to be around. And yeah, I really wouldn't change it. I wish we had have gotten to see the season out actually, because I think we could have kind of made moves in the playoffs, but we'll never know now.
Now, how did you find the culture of Newcastle on and off the court? So the basketball culture.
That was one of the biggest shifts actually, because obviously in the US, it's very strict and you're just like, the coaches are the coaches, but there was kind of this shift like, oh, we can go have a pint after the game. Like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's never happened in America.
So that happens in the UK quite a bit.
Yeah, Chris Bunton likes a pint, and he's always up for a shout of the pint. So, and everyone knows that. That's not new knowledge, I don't think. So if you're ever in Newcastle, hit up Chris.
Oh yeah, yeah, I will
For
be.
a
I
beer.
will be.
Um, on the court, he definitely taught me a few things, and he's very passionate about the game,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he will go out on the limb, sometimes a bit too far, to defend us. It's again, it's really nice to have someone who has your back like that. But in some pivotal moments, we're like, Chris, we're not even that mad about it. Like yeah, calm down. You're gonna get a tech foul. We're only up by a few points. Like, but it's just his
Yeah,
passion, and he just loves the game. And like, he would get honestly more anxious about some games than I would, or any of my other teammates. Yeah, he just really cared about it, and it's difficult to find people like that all the time that want the best for your team and they don't have any kind of ego about it. So
definitely.
that was really nice.
And what about like the culture with the fans and Newcastle fans? Because I know they've known to have a great culture up there. Like they're very supportive. What was your perspective on it up there?
Oh, I absolutely. Once we moved into the arena, it kind of shifted a bit because at Sports Central we weren't getting that many people. But once we moved into the arena. We started to build up this like really core fan base, and I used to work at some of the men's games as well, so they would recognize me. People would come up and be like, you play on the women's team. And honestly, the first time it happened, it like blew my mind. I was like, yeah, like you recognize me, like that's so cool. Like I was literally like, I was starstruck by my own stardom in the Newcastle area for a bit. I was like, oh, people
Oh,
know me.
I'm famous.
Um, yeah, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, when people took my photo, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
No.
signing the picture.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've made it. Look, mum. No, but the people are so supportive. We started to get like a really good fan base at the games, and it to me it was just if you take the time to talk to people, they love it. Like they just want you to listen to them, and they want to get to know who you are. And there was a lot of people that they would have conversations. And when Australia was going through all the bushfires, I had people come up to me and say, is your family all right? We've been hearing about the situation. And it was just so nice. Like these people genuinely cared about me and how I was feeling.
Yeah.
Um, it was unreal. And we started to get like a really kind of loud, passionate fan base at the game. And it just makes it so much more fun to play. Like you know you're going to get people coming who actually want to see you play, and people are like, oh, we like watching you better than the men, and because like it's more whole, like it's a purer kind of sport because you have to kind of work a bit more as a team because you don't have that athletic superstar kind of thing. And that was just so nice to hear as well. It's like, well, thank you. I'm glad you're actually enjoying it and you're not just coming to support like women's sport, you know? But yeah, no, Newcastle, the best part of Newcastle was definitely the people. Like I went down to London, no offense if you're from London, but it was too busy for me. There was people just like doing their own thing, and I just didn't feel as comfortable. And then I was like, no, I need to go back up north. People, life just a bit slower, and people were just like they would take their time out and actually look out for us. And we had a really big following too I think they call themselves the Utah. And they would actually drive some of our buses to and from
Okay.
the games and things like that. And they were just completely volunteers, and we would have had to drive ourselves without them. So, yeah, no, Newcastle culture, amazing.
Mate, I do get what you mean with London. Yeah, I am from London, but I've not lived in London for the past, if I can think of my head, past 11 years of my life. So yeah, there's reasons for that as well. Because like you said, it's busy. It's just unnecessarily busy. Too much going on. You can't think in London. So yeah, I've not been in London for a while. So I've been moved out for ages. So I do agree with what you're saying. Yeah. It's not the one for me. So your teammates that you were with. So how did your teammates embrace you? And what was your relationship and chemistry like?
So I always have said to people, I was like, I've moved around a lot, and people are like, oh, how have you adjusted to that? And I'm like, I get gifted 10 best friends. That's kind of how I see it. I'm like, you have to love me because you're going to spend a lot of time with me. And I was very lucky both years, had a very good group of people. I lived with my teammate Julia, And it was lucky we kind of just ended up rooming together because I didn't want to go back into dorms or anything, and we just clicked. And literally, like, she's my best friend, and we did everything together. And it was just, yeah, it was just really nice to find someone like that when you just like randomly pick up and move halfway around the world. But yeah, like the chemistry of the team this year, especially, was just like wild. Like we just really enjoyed each other's company, and we're all really focused when we needed to be, but we could also have a good time like off the court. And yeah, it was just really fun group of people to be around, and a lot of different backgrounds and experiences, and that's what I like the most. You can learn from each other, and you all have that common focus, so it's really nice.
I like that when different cultures, you know, come together and, you know, teach other people different things. You know, that helps you to grow as a person and as a team and as an individual. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.